5 factors to be considered in selection of number of slots in the synchronous machine. Okay, number of slots in the synchronous machine is directly, this question is directly corresponds to what? The second type of figure, means corresponds to this type of figure. Means what we are telling, the number of slots in the synchronous machine. Number of slots in the 5 factors to be considered in selection of number of slots in the synchronous machine. This directly you can tell the machine what they are telling is nothing but the second machine where the field will be rotating and field will be rotating and armature will be stationary. This armature will be stationary where we are doing the armature winding in the stator slots. Okay, this question is corresponding to the this type of machine. Okay, this type of machine. Next, so how many slots you have to take? So how many slots you have to consider? Whether you have to go for more number of slots or if you want to go for less number of slots, you have to consider for armature winding. Okay. Let us see. Okay. Discuss any 5 factors to be considered in selection of number of slots in synchronous machine. So whether taking number of slots, I think we have gone through selection of number of slots based on this slot page that everyone knows. So what are the factors to be considered for selection of slots? Whether I go for a higher value of slots, higher number of slots, or I want to go for a less number of slots, and what are the factors to be considered? So normal question that appear in this module. Okay. The following factors should be considered for selection of armature slots. For selection of armature slots means with respect to a second figure, armature slot, because armature slots, armature winding is done in the stator winding. Okay, where field is revolving and armature is stationary. Okay. Next, what are the factors? First factor is what we call as balance winding. Balance winding. So the number of armature slots must be such that the balance winding is obtained. Means balance winding means all the 3 phases should have same number of turns. Okay. So balance winding should be done. So the number of armature slots should be selected such that all the 3 phases will have equal number of turns. It may be mentioned that some generator have designed and built with armature winding have small amount of unbalance with apparently no yield effects. However, the use of unbalanced winding may lead to overheating of rotor surface due to space harmonics, excessive ripple harmonics currents flowing in neutral with ill effects on the load. So it's something about what if you don't go for balance winding, if you don't go for balance winding means all the 3 phases should have same number of turns. If you don't go for a balance winding, and if there is an unbalance, and this is directly affect on your rotor side. Rotor side is nothing but your second figure, nothing but your field side, where we have the projection of force. Means it directly affect the rotor surface. Due to this unbalanced winding, the main thing what will happen is it will lead to overheating of the rotor surface. So overheating of rotor surface means I can say here. Suppose if you consider these are your stator slots and armature winding is done in the stator slots. If this armature winding is not balanced, means for 3 phase it is not balanced, then there will be a heating effect. Due to this unbalanced stator winding, there will be a heating effect on the rotor. There will be a heating effect on the rotor. Here the rotor is something but your field winding. There will be heating effect on the rotor. Which type of rotor? It may be a wound rotor or it may be a silent pole. Here in this figure, this is nothing but a silent pole synchronous machine. So there will be heating effect. So rotor surface due to means definitely if you go for unbalanced winding, the harmonics will be generated. It may be third harmonics or it will be fifth harmonics. It will be generated. And you can see here excessive here. You can see a triple harmonics current flow flowing in the neutral, and this will cause ill effect on the load as well as the overheating of the rotor surface. So you have to select the armature slots in such a way that you have to achieve the balance winding. That is the thing here. So next you'll go for second factor, cost. A smaller number of slots leads to a slight saving because there are fewer coils to wind, insulate, place into the slot and connect. Definitely it depends upon the rating of machine. If you go for higher rating of machine, definitely the cost increases. If you want a lower cost means definitely the number of slots will be less, and there will be fewer coils to wind, insulate, and place in the slot. definitely the cost depends upon the rating of the machine. Okay. If you want cost to be less, definitely the rating of the machine will be less. And normally, if taking cost into consideration, then definitely the fewer coils to wind, insulate, and place in the setup into the slot. That depends. The cost depends upon the rating of the machine. Next, means what? If you go for smaller slots. Next, hard spot spot temperatures. So normally, if you consider, if you go for a smaller number of slots, resulting in a bunching of conductors. Okay, see there are two things here. If you go for a larger number of slots, I can place only. If you go for larger number of slots, I can place a less number of conductors. Or if you go for smaller number of slots, I can place more number of slots. Okay, okay. Instead of placing a 4 conductor in a slot in a double layer, I may I may place 8 conductors in a slot in a double layer. That also again depends. So if you want to cost cut, then I have to go for smaller number of slots. As you go for smaller number of slots, the dimension of your stator dimension will reduce. Indirectly, the cost will reduce. If you go for smaller number of slots, then I have to what? Then I have to insert more number of conductors in the slot. If I insert more number of conductors in the slot, definitely what will happen? All the conductors will be close to each other, and leaving a smaller space for air circulation, also smaller space for insulation. So if I go for a smaller number of slots, the conductors are close. The conductors are close to each other, because definitely you have to place more number of conductors, and the conductors are close to each other, leaving smaller space for air, circulation of air, and even the smaller space for insulation. This gives rise to a high internal temperature. Since the space required for insulation will be also less, and a space required for air circulation. As you know that we are going to use some ventilating ducts. Okay, ventilating ducts, and for air circulation within the slots also will be less. So that what will be the ill effect or what will be the consequences? Definitely the hot spot temperature will be created within the slot. It is which is not expected. Okay, or which is not negotiable. May say there should not be any hot temperatures. Okay, so that try to use a number of slots in such a way that the conductors are placed comfortably. So the cost coming into picture. If you take cost as a criteria, then you have to go for lesser number of slots. Lesser number of slot space, more number of conductors, less space for insulation, and definitely which give rise to the high temperatures, and hot spot will be created. That is the one. Okay. So you have to consider the number of slots based on these following factors. I have taken around 6 parameters here. Next, leakage reactance. With the number of slots is small, leakage flux and therefore the leakage reactance is increased owing to the conductors laying near to each other. Definitely, with less number of slots, we are going to insert more number of conductors. As you are going to insert more number of conductors, the leakage reactance will be more. Leakage reactance will be more. That should be avoided. Okay, that leakage reactance is not added. It's not helpful for what helpful. That will be localized within the slots, and that is not used for what used for rotor to rotate, and it will not go to even to the into the air gap flux, and from the air gap flux it has to work on the rotor. That will not happen. So if we go for a lesser number of slots, more number of conductors in a slot, and definitely the leakage reactance increases. Okay, that is one reason. If you go for a lesser number of slots. Next, regarding these tooth ripples, the tooth ripples in the field and the consequent position losses in a pole phase decreases. Also, the waveform of generated voltage is free from ripples. Okay. Okay, here what will happen if a large number of slots are used? If a large number of slots are used, these are tooth ripples. What will happen actually? Whatever the electromagnetic flux produced in the stator has to pass on to the air gap flux, and it has to pass on to the rotor. So If you use a small number of slots, then what will happen? There's a chances of making two ripples. Means what? The revolving magnetic field will be almost similar to a sine wave, a pure sine wave. The same sine wave has to pass onto the water, pass onto the rotor conductors. Because if you are going to use lesser number of slots, definitely there will not be almost a sine wave passing onto the rotor. Instead of that, there will be more ripples. The sine wave form will be distorted. Means there will be more ripples in the uh, electromagnetic flux which passes from the stator through air gap to the rotor. So if we use more number of slots, then these tooth ripples can be avoided. And also the waveform of generated voltage is free from ripples. So the electromagnetic flux which is produced from the stator and pass to the air gap flux onto the rotor. That will be almost closer to a sine waveform if you use larger number of slots. If you use lesser number of slots, then there's a possibility of tooth ripples where the revolving electromagnetic flux will not be a pure sine wave, but it will be distorted with introduction of these tooth ripples. That should be avoided. So a larger number of slots is preferred compared to a fewer number of slots. Okay, so you have to avoid this tooth ripples. To avoid the tooth ripples, you have to go for large number of slots. Next, last one, flux density in the iron. Okay, with a large number of slots, a greater space is taken up for the insulation. That is required for larger rating machine. Definitely go for larger number of slots, and greater space is taken up for insulation. If you remember, in earlier classes, I had told around 60% of the slot area is used for insulation, and only the 40% is used for the copper area. Means conductor area for the last type of machines. So this results in so if you consider larger number of slots, and definitely the width of the slot will become more. So what will happen? This results in a narrow teeth, giving flux density which may be beyond the acceptable limits. So if you want to increase, if you want to increase, if you go back to the figure here. Okay, these are the slots. If the width of the slot increases this year, the width of the slot increases, then what will happen? The teeth or tooth, this one, the teeth or tooth will become narrower. And this should not happen. If a teeth or tooth become narrower, then the flux density, which may beyond, then the flux density will be beyond the acceptable limits. If you remember earlier, I told the flux density in the teeth depends upon what is the width you are going to select with respect to the stator slot. What is the width you are going to select? So the flux density in the teeth always depends with respect to the slot width. What we are going to take the slot width. Okay. So this results narrow teeth giving a flux density which may be beyond the acceptable limits. So also the teeth might become mechanically weak and may have to be supported at the depth. The value of slot. So what you have to take to avoid this situation, the slot pitch serves as a guide when choosing the number of armature slots. So we are taking a slot pitch. Always, if you remember, we have taken a slot pitch for a higher rating machine. It lies between 15 mm to 15 mm to 30 mm. For low rating machine, it will be around 10 mm. Like that, we have assumed, and we have solved the problem. So to avoid these things, to avoid the flux density in the air gap, which is beyond acceptable limit, then what you have to take? We have to select the number of slots, which again depends upon the slot pitch. So finally, what you can say that you see that the width of the teeth should not become more narrower. So enough width of the teeth should be considered. For that, we are going to use what you are going to choose a slot pitch. That is nothing but your YSS. The value of slot pitch serves as a guide. when choosing the number of armature slots. The value of slot pitch YS depends upon the voltage of the machine. For high voltage machines, the following are the usual values of slot pitch. So you have to go into select the slot pitch. The slot pitch you have to know is something about the distance between the center of one slot to the center of other slot. It is called as a slot pitch. It's nothing but what YSS. So okay. So to avoid this problem, is should avoid the narrower of the teeth, then you have to select a slot pitch. And if the teeth width become narrower, then definitely the flexibility will be beyond the acceptable limit. That has to avoid. If flexibility is more in the air gap, and then your magnetic, then your setup core lamination will reach to saturation as soon as possible. That should not happen. So what should be the slot pitch? So the number of solved more number of problems. The number of stator slots depends upon the slot pitch. So you can see here for low voltage machines, what is slot pitch here? YSS should be equal to 25 mm. For more than 6 kilovolt low voltage machines, it should be what? The slot pitch should be 40 mm. For machine up to 15 kilovolt, the slot pitch should be 60 mm. These things you have to maintain. These are the slot pitch distance you have to maintain so that you can avoid the narrow teeth and you can avoid the flexibilities, more flexibilities in the air gap. Okay. So based on this slot pitch, you are going to find out the number of stator slots. So for low voltage machines, you have to maintain 25 mm. For low or medium voltage machines around 6.6 kilowatt or 40 mm, and for high voltage machine you have to maintain around 60 mm. Okay. The stator slot pitch for a large hydroelectric generator varies between 50 mm to 90 mm. Okay, this is for large turbo alternators. Okay, from 50 mm to 90 mm. That is one thing. Then what is you can sum up that what are the 5 factors to be considered in selection of slots in a synchronous machine. These are the 5 factors you should consider while selecting the number of slots in the synchronous machine. Okay, this is the thing. Next, let's take just a glance to the length of the air gap. What would be the length of the air gap? Whether it should be large enough or whether it should be a small, whether it should be as small as possible. Okay, let us see. Length of air gap. The length of air gap greatly influences the performance of synchronous machines. A large air gap offers a large reluctance. Definitely, a large air gap offers a large reluctance. Means reluctance is nothing but what opposite to the flow of flux. Large reluctance to the path of the flux produced by the armature MMF. Thus reduces the effect of armature reaction. This is one advantages. If you go for a large air gap, definitely the effect of armature reactions can be reduced because it offers a low reluctance to the